Hello.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Welcome into another episode of You Heard, where we showcase athletes, celebrities, and influencers with their NFL fandom. Today, we've got UFC Bantamweight champion Sugar Sean O'Malley
Yeah.
joining us. We can't believe you're on with us right now. We are so pumped that you are doing an interview with Dion and myself. Got to introduce this guy
For
too.
sure.
Left tackle Dion Dawkins of the Buffalo Bills joining us for this interview because he's such a big UFC fan.
Yes.
Sean, we know you have a huge fight coming up on September 14th in the Sphere in Las Vegas, but your Cardinals, they also have a big test against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. We want to start right there. You train out of Arizona. When did you become a Cardinals fan?
So I'll give you a little history. I'm from Montana. There's no team in Montana, so naturally, you're either your mom's or your dad's side. My dad's a Cowboys fan. My mom was a Broncos fan. I was mama's boy, so I was a diehard Denver Broncos fan growing up from since I could remember until I moved to Arizona when I was 19. And when I moved to Arizona, well, I'll go back a little bit further. I used to play Madden like any kid, do the fantasy draft, do every like absolutely obsessed with Madden in my prime NFL watching years. I'd watch NFL Total Access in the summer. Would watch, throughout the summer when no football was on, I was watching all keeping up to date with everything. Then I went through a little period when I first moved to Phoenix when I was 19 years old, till about a year ago, 2 years ago, to where I wasn't really watching as much football. I just was so focused in just doing my thing and just didn't really, I wasn't around people that watched football anymore. And then my little brother finally moved down from Montana and moved down to Phoenix and was living around with me, and he's obsessed with the NFL. So I started getting back into it, and I'm finally back into it. I watched the game last night. I've been, paying attention to everything. I'm absolutely excited. And then I had the opportunity to go out, play with the Cardinals, meet some of the guys, and that was a dream come true. Just catching some passes from Kyler, and yeah, that was a childhood dream come true for sure.
Dion, he's got some hands. He went to the Cardinals practice and was catching passes from Kyler Murray. You think we got room for
Athlete.
him on our roster?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Athlete to athlete, I think if you are a competitor and you can compete at a high level in front of millions of fans, I think you could do whatever the hell you want to put your mind to do it. So I think so. I think that he could come over here and catch some balls and maybe even play slot receiver or maybe even play tight end next to me on the line and get a couple chips and cause some
Man,
wreck to some DNs, man. What's up?
oh, I'm a little guy. That's when I realized I wasn't going to be in the NFL. That was my first dream, my first real dream that I can remember as a kid was, closing my eyes and being running out of the tunnel with the fellas and on a Sunday night football. And I realized real quick when I was about, I think high school, I was like, I'm not growing much more. I am too little for the, or so I don't know if it's I'm too small for this, which really which
Sing.
sucked. Yeah, but hey, that's why they have weight classes in the UFC, so I fit right in there. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I've been around you big fellas, and I'll be a water boy for the football guys. I can't take a hit from no one.
For sure. Well, I think honestly, bro, if we ever have like a little backyard game or something, the good thing is you'll have guys like me protecting you. So I got your back as long as you can do it what you're doing with that ball and get that ball into the end zone. But
I can move.
yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
it. Well, I want to go back to the Cardinals before we talk a little bit about the Bills and some of the guys we have here. We know you cheer for the Cardinals. I'm sure you've been watching the moves that this team has made this offseason. I mean, they had a great draft. They had a lot of draft picks within the first 3 rounds. One of those, fourth overall pick, was Marvin Harrison Jr. He joins a group who's in the second system with Jonathan Gannon, second year in the system with Jonathan Gannon. You've got Kyler Murray, who's feeling more comfortable alongside of their run game, who was one of the best in the league last year. Why do you think the Cardinals offense is going to take a step forward in year 2 under Gannon?
I wish I could answer more. I'm not that into it yet. I can't feel like I can give a good analysis of it because I'm still getting back into all the players and everything. But I will say I met Marvin Harrison. It was cool meeting Marvin Harrison Jr. because I remember watching Marvin Harrison, like that was in my prime years of watching his dad play. But meeting Marvin Harrison it was crazy because he's a young buck. He's 22 years old, and he was he was like a quiet kid. He's very, very nice, respectful. He's a humble dude, and I'm excited to see those guys' connection this year. But yeah,
You got a question about Josh, right?
Right. So I'm pretty sure, hopefully, but you know who Josh Allen is. We all
I
know
do.
the walkout
Throw some
song
rock for our guys.
is "If you are what you say you are, a superstar, and have no fear." Yo, I'm telling you, it is elite. That is an elite come out song. But
Yeah.
if you didn't know, Josh is a huge fan of yours as well. He pays attention to you. He knows that, and Josh actually added that song to his playlist, and he kind of
Because of you.
Go. That's
so
badass.
he plays that into it. He does like
Uh,
what Josh does, and you guys have a connection that you might not know. But are you a fan of Josh? Do you like Josh? What do you like about his game? If you are, and if you aren't, tell the truth. Let me know what you don't like about my QB.
Because he'll come after you.
Because I'll come after you. Because I protect his
know.
blind side. No, but I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, how do you feel about that? And tell me what you think.
Damn, no, you just hearing that got me fired up. It's sweet that yeah. Again, my first dream was NFL. So even here, that gets me fired up that he would put that up. Like my biggest thing that I like hearing is like inspiring people, and for someone to get inspiration from that song and watching me walk out and when I'm in that zone, I'm locked into my higher self. I'm in an elite level. Just I'm where I need to be. And for someone like Josh, a quarterback at the highest level, to kind of get inspiration from that, and we're probably on a similar wavelength at that point. He's listening to it, whether it's in the back of the locker room, about to walk out for the game. For him to get into that mindset, it fires me up to even hear that. But I do know of Josh Allen. I mean, he's a stud. He's huge for a quarterback. He's like a. I mean, I was looking up Derrick Henry. How I saw it because I was watching the game. I was like, how big is this? I was like, he was what 247 or something like that. And I was looking up Josh. I was like, Josh ain't that much. He doesn't weigh much less than that. So he's a massive quarterback. Very excited to watch him compete. Not too much against the Cardinals. You gotta have some. You gotta be somewhere right there. But no, I mean, watching people at the highest level is what I'm a Cardinals guy now. We're here, but really, I enjoy watching high level athletes compete at the highest level, and so I'm here for it.
One thing that I appreciate about Dion and getting to get ready for this interview, appreciate about you as well, is you guys both have your own brand. You've spent time creating your brand. You've spent time streaming online. You both have your own YouTube shows.
Yep.
You just opened the Sugar Sean Fantasy Factory, which looks incredible. I'm a big fan of Rob Dyrdek, and it reminded me of his Fantasy Factory.
Hell yeah.
But Dion is such a fun personality. He's got the and the noises that he makes.
No, different. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask you just about building that brand. I think it's really helped you in your career right now too, just ascend higher and higher because of the following that you have. Why is that so important for the both of you in today's sports landscape?
Early on in the UFC, you don't make a lot of money. Like when you're coming up and you have your first 2-3 fights. And when I say a lot of money, I'm talking, a lot of money. My goal buck was famous, whatever. Just head was there at an early age, and so I wanted to put myself in a position where I could make a lot of money. Right now in the UFC, I'm at the highest elite level. I'm making a lot of money per fight, but for a while in the beginning, you don't make a ton of money. You make like 10 and 10, you make 30 and 30. Per fight, 30,000 win to show 30,000 win. If you fight twice a year, you can make 150,000 a year. That is a lot of money, but to me, where I wanted to be, it wasn't a lot of money. So I was like, I need to create a brand around myself that is I'm going to be able to sell merch. I'm going to be able to have a YouTube revenue, merch revenue, sponsorships, grow the brand. So I was very conscious of that at a very early age, like 18 years old. I kind of started building the Suga brand, and I feel like what really builds that is putting on performances, knocking people out in spectacular fashion. You could dye your hair, get face tattoos, whatever, all that stuff that people always ask me. He's like, is that why people like you? I'm like, probably why people hate me more than like me. But it's the performances that I'm able to put on is why I have such a genuine fan base.
Yeah, you definitely have to back it up with what you do on the field or in the ring. Do you want to teach Sean some of the things that you do?
As in the
You
on
already
the ski?
know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. So, like, listening to you, I have also started my brand when I was a kid. High school, a little bit before high school, I started mine from shoveling snow. So I call myself the snowman.
Everything is snow. Like, my body is tatted up, snow all the way across.
There
I
you
got it
go.
all over the place on my legs. And I always go like this. If you see it says you already snowed, so I wipe my nose because I used to
Hey,
snow
that's
all
fire.
day and I used to be outside. But I make this noise and I go skate, and that's like me. So even like on the field, like my teammates will chirp at me as a communication thing. So it's like a language here now. It's
Yep.
all of that. But I guess what Maddy wants to see is if you could go skate and see how it sounds. Because some people can't roll in their tongue, and some people can. But let's see if Shane, like, if you can.
That
Yeah.
Skeet, skeet, skeet,
Yeah, that's about.
skeet. That's
Right
decent.
there. Okay.
No, that's fire.
You already know the vibes.
We have to
Yeah.
get to this fight that you have coming up because it is huge. If you watch any sports right now, if you have ESPN on, I think every other commercial is showcasing this fight coming up with Merab. September 14th at the Sphere. It's being billed as the most expensive combat sporting event of all time, which is incredible. To get a seat in the Sphere to watch this fight, I mean, you have to have deep pockets because of the two people fighting. I mean, the career that you have had up until this point, and just defending your title for the second time, I think is going to be so incredible for people to watch. We saw that you tweeted out that Dana White had walked you through what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Why are you looking forward to such a big fight coming up that is really going to capture the attention of the entire country, I think?
To the moon.
Yeah. I mean, I perform. I can perform anywhere. I performed at the Apex during COVID where there's no fans, but I perform my best when the lights are on and the more people to watch. And so for this fight to get this much attention, I love it. I feel like I'm going to thrive in it. So whereas Merab, we'll see. He's never really been in a big position. Like he's main evented. He's went 5 rounds, but this is going to be, a lot of pressure for him, I feel like. But yeah, Dana walked me through the event and it is, I mean, I don't know if you ever talked to Dana, but Dana is very intense. The camera's off, no cameras on. He's very watching him get goosebumps explaining to me how the Sphere is going to play out. And it was giving me goosebumps, getting me fired up. And it's something like, it's hard to even like explain. It's something you have to be there to experience it for yourself. And even on the pay-per-view, Dana was saying they added 2 more, like the pay-per-view is going to be an experience in its own way that, like experiencing the Sphere from home. So yeah, it's very exciting. It's trending very well, and I'm excited.
They have this thing with the Sphere where, they can project whatever they want to project on that huge screen. If you win, should Suga Sean O'Malley's face be on it?
I feel like you could probably put something. Maybe just replaying the knockout.
He wants a highlight reel on the Sphere.
Canvas would be a little bit better than just my face. Yeah, the highlight on the Sphere will be epic.
I like that. Dion, do you want to ask him about some of the moves he has? He's known for a dribbling move. What about incorporating a football move?
I think it'll be hard to incorporate a football move, but if you did have to incorporate a football move, what do you think you would do? Would it be a double hand punch, or would it be like a kick slide back to a Superman punch? Because, like as an O-lineman, like everything that we do is backwards. So I kick backwards on every movement first. So I usually I fly out of there and then I'm protecting. So I would say, yeah, if you could coordinate a football move, what do you think that would look like? Would it go backwards or forwards?
So during my fights, dribbled on him, blah blah blah, dribble, throw hands. After I knock him out, I shoot a little jump shot. So I feel like I'd have to knock him out, maybe, maybe. I mean, I could knock him out and soccer punt his head. That might be illegal, but that's one option. I might be able to. I might be able to hit the Heisman. I might be able to get under center, pretend to, snap it, call it Omaha, call a little audible, toss it, catch it, toss it to myself. I don't know. I'll probably think of something. But there's something there. There's definitely something there.
For sure.
I like that. Before we let you go, we wanted to relive one of your early fights. This is one of the fights that people started to remember your name after this. It's the fight that earned you a UFC contract in 2017. You won by a knockout in 4 minutes, and Snoop Dogg, of all people, was commentating this fight. I would like to relive some of what he said to you. You came out and he says, what did he say?
Nah, go ahead.
He says, Lil Dicky's in the house. And then he said over and over again, O'Malley, O'Malley. He also said, I have to meet this kid. Did you ever get to meet Snoop Dogg? And what was it like rewatching back that fight with his commentating?
Yeah, that was one of the first times I kind of realized how powerful the mind is and manifesting things are, because I remember going into that fight, hearing Snoop Dogg was commentating that fight, and I was like, I want to put on a performance. I'm pretty sure I said it in an interview or just in my circle. Like, I want to put on such a beautiful performance that Snoop Dogg wants to meet me. So then to rewatch the fight back and hear Snoop say, I want to meet that kid, that tripped me out. I was like, whoa, like I gotta put that out there. So I go out there and knock this kid out. I knew it was gonna go viral. I just got signed by Dana White. Now I'm smoking with Snoop. So like that whole day would just seemed like a movie.
I was going to say that sounds like something out of a movie.
It felt like it.
We had one of our players, Spencer Brown, who just signed a 4-year extension like 5 minutes ago. He is a big fan of yours, and he wanted to ask you a question. So let me pull up this video.
What's up, Sean? Spencer Brown with the Buffalo Bills. Big fan of yours. Just curious as to what the hair is going to be for the fight, and what's the knockout still going to be. Good luck, brother.
Damn, hell yeah, that's dope. The hair, so my girl does my hair. It usually takes about anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. So we split it up in between 2 days. So tomorrow I'm going to go sit in the chair for about 4 or 5 hours. And it will be, there'll be a little pink in there, maybe a little red for the Mexican part of the whole thing. A little green. I kind of have an idea of what they're going to do, but for the most part, I sit down. I shut up. I'm going to be playing Madden. I have my gaming laptop because when you sit that long, you get, it's sick. So I'm going to be ripping some Madden, just sitting there. And at the end of it, I'm usually just as surprised as everyone else. But as far as what did he say, the knockout celebration, or what did he say?
Yeah,
Selly.
Knockouts. Usually those just kind of happen in the moment. I did have, at that fight we were just talking about, the Snoop Dogg one, I had Welcome to the Suga Show. That was in my mind because I was introducing the world to the Suga Show. I had never really fought on a big platform before. So welcome to the Suga Show. That was there. But for this one, we'll see. I haven't thought of anything specific. I do have an idea of what it's going to be, how the sequence is going to play out, how I knock him out. And it's going to be very similar to Aljamain when I won the belt. Was his buddy Merab was in the corner crying, screaming when I knocked him out. And he was so that I have an idea of how the sequence is going to be. Celebration. It's hard to celebrate. Think of after fights because you really just don't know how fights are going to play out. They're violent. They're brutal. Sometimes after a war, all you want to do is just get me in the hotel and just leave me alone. Turn on the fight. Let me rewatch it. But so it's hard to say. But if it goes as planned, I knock this dude out in round 1 or 2. Get out of there. Head to the club with the fam, with the boys, and have a hell of a time. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yo, I got a couple of personal questions, right?
Okay.
They might not want me to ask it, but I got a couple of personal questions, right? Guys just being guys, right? One, would you come to a Bills game and rock a Bills jersey on the sideline, or just come and be here?
With the belt after you defend your title for the second time and
Would you come?
win.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of football, of the NFL,
Sure.
of athletes. So I would definitely be down, but not I couldn't do it playing the Cardinals.
Sure.
That I could do, but I would absolutely love to do that.
Well, we're gonna make that happen.
Bills
Let's do it. Let's
And
do it.
Bills Mafia is a riot. I don't know
If you know, they jump through tables, they spray ketchup and mustard.
they're insane. So
I
two,
love it.
I don't know.
Hopefully, but you know who Max Crosby is, right?
Of course.
I box a lot in the off season. I enjoy
Okay.
fighting. I tell myself I actually
If I was not playing football, I would have been a fighter. I asked my mom to be a fighter, and she was like, no, I don't want you to mess your face up and all this stuff. So I played football earlier in my career. I'm trying to get a sparring match with Max Crosby. I've been tweeting at him. I've been poking him and probbing. And I think that it would be super cool if you got involved with Crosby or myself, and I, got Jorge, which I'm big friends with
Okay.
my dog, and we could, coach to coach, spar to spar, and, buzz to buzz. But, it's a fighting world. Like, we're combat athletes, and it's fun. And I think, I guess I'm asking you, maybe down this line, I'm going to tell Max to poke over, but I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I'm going to pop up in Vegas and pop my mouth.
and we're gonna have to put them gloves on and we're gonna do it.
Hey, I don't think
players, man. That
yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't know how the NFL commission's gonna like that. But if it's just a friendly spar, we got headwear, we got 16-ounce gloves. We do 3, maybe 4 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. I think every athlete can benefit from sparring, learning how to box, and feeling, especially if they're fans of the sport. It is a whole new level of like what the going through your own sparring, going through your own fight. So I think that's a great idea. I think I mean UFC PI right down there in Vegas, they have everything set up, and I know Dana's always down for some like that. So I think that's a great idea. I think we got to set that up.
I'm telling you, these hands is critically right.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it
I
happen.
hear that a guy like Dion is a big fan of UFC, Max Crosby, our quarterback Josh Allen, several other players on this roster actually will box as workouts throughout the off season, and in turn they start watching UFC fights and start watching people like yourself. How much have you appreciated how this game has grown thanks to other big time athletes that have promoted it?
Yeah, no, that's I love hearing that. It's yeah, seeing the celebrities and the athletes in the arena when I'm fighting is it's motivating, it's inspiring. But yeah, I think it's created more hype to the UFC, and the UFC is growing tremendously. It's growing fast. It's going to be massive. I don't know if it'll ever be as big as the NFL. I don't know if anything ever could be as big as the NFL. But yeah, the more the athletes, the NFL athletes, kind of talk about the fights, it promotes us more. Therefore it can make us more money and build the UFC bigger. So I always appreciate when other athletes are fans of the sport.
One last question for me before we wrap it up. I don't know if you have anything else.
Let them go.
What is your hottest Cardinals take this year? Piping hot take. Do you have any for the Cardinals?
Hottest take. I don't have anything off the top of my head. I don't.
That's okay. You're a big
I
fan.
feel like
Watching kickoff on Sunday.
oh yeah. What do we got a game today in Brazil? That's crazy, right? Packers. Who is it again?
Eagles.
Packers, Eagles.
Yeah, rivalry. Love it. Let's go. I'm here for it. But yeah, no, I'm excited for this season. Yeah.
These guys have some crazy pregame routines that they have to do before they take the field every game. Do you have anything that is a part of your routine before you head into a match that you must do?
Mine is I guess breath work. I have a Brandon Harris, my strength and conditioning coach. He's very good. He's got a very meditative vibe to him, and we just run through some breath holds, really open up my lungs. See it up here. Get ready for I prepare my body for war. It is a 25-minute battle. It's the NFL is obviously 4 quarters. My fight is 5 rounds, but it's in 25 minutes. It gets done very fast. Football games are a little bit longer, so I'm just preparing my body. Let's go out there. Give me 25 minutes for just to be able to lay everything out on the line there. And I just I talk to myself, my higher self. I kind of let that breath work I get into is a very meditative state, and I kind of almost allow my higher self to take over. The 12-week fight camp is in the books. Let my higher self, my competitive self, to go out there, take over, and that's something I do every single fight to get me in the zone.
Suga Sean O'Malley. We love it. Snowman right here. These two. I love this collab we got to do today to preview the Cardinals kicking off their season alongside the Buffalo Bills. I feel like a new friendship was just made too between Dion and Sean. We appreciate the time, and we are going to be cheering for you like crazy on September 14th.
Let's go. Thank you, guys. I got to go play some Call of Duty now, so you guys have a good one.
Do your big one, bro. Much love.
Thank you, guys. Peace.
Thank you.